I'm
Okay.
sorry, I just
Oh,
thought you
you're
were
fine.
proposing.
Well, I was just like, have they read it, or do I need to say it all?
She texted last night, I made copies, and I was
It
like,
may be
"Cool."
worth reviewing just for the sake of our viewers at home.
Yes.
Yes.
Yeah, it is.
Okay, and you emailed her. with all this stuff. So you just print it out.
I can mute, can I? Megan, your
Yeah.
mic's on.
You can mute them.
I enjoy doing that. Especially in the classroom.
I actually never had to do that.
I never had to do that either.
Oh, I
Mine
did
all
it.
muted themselves and were texting each other.
I did with the elementary kids.
Always think, can you see it for no? I can see it.
I got it. I can't print it, but Scott can print it. Because his
What do you need
computer,
printed?
his computer is connected
Yeah.
to that printer.
We could probably connect one of yours to that printer too if you wanted.
I would say connect Lisa's. She has all the documents, right?
I have everything. Okay.
All right.
But then, okay.
Do you want Megan to explain anything, or do you just want time to be?
You wanna-
able to-
Do you mind just reading through it again for the sake of our
Sure.
people that are watching at home? I think it's worth reading through the
Yeah, no, I can do that.
transparency to
Okay.
know what we're talking about.
Yeah, no, I'm happy to do that. So, we met as a team last week, and we took into thought what we discussed last week and started really thinking of what we feel is the best for both the teachers, but also not gonna be taxing on you, especially with the time of where we're at right now with COVID and everything like that. So we did a lot of deliberation, we had a lot of discussion. So couple specific things. So I'll just start with Appendix A. So it says if number 7, if the district average daily attendance ADA reported to the state of Idaho through November 1st, 2020 meets one of the following benchmarks, each full-time teacher will receive a one-time payment in their December paycheck in the corresponding amount below. Part-time teachers will receive a prorated amount according to the FTE identified in the 2020-2021 employee contract. And all we did is for 94.5 ADA, we turned it to 350, 95% ADA was 600, 95.5 is 850, and 96% ADA is 1,100. So we just increased it by 100 for each one.
Okay, thank you.
Mm-hmm.
Is there any chance I can get a copy of this?
Yeah, I'll share it with you.
So Erica, before I read about the HB 253, do you want to talk about that since you know a lot more about that than I do?
So HB 523, I'm sure you guys are aware, is the advanced professional rung. The IEA got together in April, and we had 2 representatives from each region, and we worked on language that we could put into master agreements to help facilitate that payment with the advanced professional rung. Each section had different options, and so this weekend I went through all the options again and picked ones that I thought fit best with the way our master agreement is written. And so there are 4 sections because there are 4 requirements for the advanced professional rung. The first one is the evaluation piece, and I know we've discussed in the past about JPAS and how it's non-negotiable. So I took a simplified version of the evaluation piece, and it just says, okay, so it starts off, the association and district understand the need for collaboration of resources and best practices to ensure adequate support is provided to all instructional and pupil service staff in collaboration with Idaho Code 33-104 A through E and Idaho Code 33-1001 and Idaho Code 33-2101A, the association district shall provide the following support to staff. And then it just goes through, so that's just linking it to code. And I thought this would be placed between 11 and 12 in Appendix A, because that 10 and 11 talk about the BA pay, and then 12 or 11 is the master level pay, and so I thought this would
Right.
fit in with that. So evaluations shall be conducted in accordance with Idaho code and with additional parameters provided herein. 1, to improve the professional performance of the employee. 2, to improve the employee with regular feedback in his or her performance. 3, to specifically inform the employee of ways in which he or she can improve. And 4, to identify and provide specific professional development needs of an employee. So that's just, again, why we have evaluations, not to punish. B, it was leadership. Annually, the association and the district shall form a joint committee to develop a list of leadership positions and opportunities that fulfill the requirements of the Advanced Professional Career Ladder certification. The committee shall be composed of an equal number of members representing the district and the association. The list will be published by October 1 each year. All eligible employees shall have an equal opportunity to fulfill one of the leadership roles on that list. I took this language, there was other language that had listed opportunities, and I thought we don't need the listed opportunities, because in our conversation last week, I felt like we both understood it was not the same as leadership pay. So, okay. In C, there's a highlighted section because I did not know how to translate that to JPass. So I thought I would allow you guys to tell me how to do that. Because I haven't worked with Danielson in a long time. So C is professional development. Staff holding a residency certificate shall be provided mentoring as outlined in the Idaho Code 33-1201A. Staff holding professional or advanced professional certification shall be provided the opportunity for professional development to address any self-identified or administrator-identified areas deemed to be less than distinguished domains. That's the Danielson framework. The district will partner with the association to provide professional development, including sharing information about association-provided professional development to the bargaining unit. And then D, student growth. In accordance with Idaho Code, student growth measures shall be determined by the instructional or pupil staff according to the curriculum and standards of the district. The growth measures shall not be based upon assessments that are not intended to be used as measure of individualized student growth. The growth measures may include student learning objectives, formative assessments, teacher-constructed assessments of student growth, or pre and post tests. And I just want to say that I know that the district's really supportive of that last section of student growth with how we do our SLOs and things like that. But we just want to make sure that the code is followed, right? The Idaho Code. And I felt like this language that I chose is very broad enough that our district can work together to create these, but it just outlines what the code outlines with the 4 things that are required for that advanced professional.
Okay, thank you, Erica.
Yep.
So we also had quite a big discussion about insurance on, was it Friday? Yes. That's when we met. We had to do our best to focus on one topic versus the other because they were very getting melded, and we had some difficulty with that. So we had quite a bit of discussion of what we thought might be the right way moving forward. As an association, we felt that we didn't feel like insurance and salary should be mixed. And so we took what you proposed and how we could make that work without mixing them together. I wish we had our numbers for the salary, but we'll go over that when that gets printed. So what we've proposed is the district will continue paying the premium rates outlined for the 2019-2020 school year. Each employee qualifying for insurance benefits will have the choice to remain on the Blue Cross PPO plan or change into the Blue Cross HSA plan. If the employee chooses to remain on the PPO, then he or she will pay the excess premiums for the 2020-2021 school year. if the employee moves into the HSA plan, the district will place any savings from the lower premiums of the HSA plan into the employee's HSA monthly. In the case of a husband and wife, both working for the district, each employee premium will be paid at the 2019-2020 school year amount. And if necessary, one employee will pay the remaining due for the children or family plan. If the family decides to move to an HSA plan, then one employee's excess premium will be placed into his/hers HSA account monthly. And then it goes down into each of the numbers. And what we discussed is, you know, in the past, we definitely feel that the district paying the employees' cost for insurance has been a major selling point for people wanting to come to our district. But we also realize that insurance costs are going to constantly be increasing, and we realize that that's just not as feasible as it once was. And so what we decided is to create some language so that we can still feel that the employees are getting help with those benefits instead of them coming, instead of, I know we talked about percentages and those type of things in the past, and we felt that if we kind of try and focus on this, that this language can be changed when needed, but that we felt that it was a little bit more fair, but we were also keeping the insurance language outside of the salary language with what we came up with. So, yeah.
Okay. Thank you.
Yeah.
So for actual salaries,
Mhm.
you have a proposal for salaries?
We do. Did you print it? Did you send it to Scott? Did you get access to print it?
While we were talking.
But yes, we do.
Yes, we do.
I hope the insurance language made sense. I kept texting Jeff. Does this make sense?
I have not.
No, with the numbers, you know.
So I'm just sending it to you guys.
And then you're gonna have Scott print it?
Cause my printer, mine is not hooked up to print.
Okay.
Scott, I'll just send I would just send a copy to all of you, but if you want to print it, then that's great.
Guys, like, yes, please, I want numbers.
I spend a chance on it.
So, yeah, but, and we just thought that, like I said, with, that we really appreciate the district helping paying for our insurance, because that is an important thing, especially in this day and age, so.
And we thought keeping your payments at what they've been could help as well, because there's no increase for you.
And no cost.
Yeah.
No cost benefit.
Yes.
I said we would be taking.
Mhm.
Did it show
Can
up?
I ask a question?
Yeah.
So on the very last column for the HSA premiums,
Mhm.
the top one is a savings, but all the four
Oops.
below are all pays.
So savings to the employee,
Just for the.
and then the employee would pay that.
If they had.
So if it says paid, that's what the employee's paying. If it's savings, that's what the employee's saving, because the 2019-2020 premium is $764.05, but the HSA premium is $617.55. So that would give the employee a savings of that, and that would be placed in their HSA account.
Okay, but so if you go to the very bottom one, the family, the pay 509,
That this is what I was confused on, so I did my best, but I did it off of the 2019-2020 premium of $764.05. If the district is paying that, then the employee, if they move to an HSA, they would pay in excess of $509.70, because that's the difference.
pay into the HSA.
Pay to
No,
the
pay.
district.
To
So
cover
pay
that
means the
premium.
employee is going to pay that out of their paycheck to the district. Savings means that's money going into their HSA account because there's an excess.
The 509 is the difference between the employee's 617 plus the 146.50 they're saving from
Oh,
last year's
oh,
contribution,
Gotcha.
and plus
Does
the,
that make sense? So everything's figured off of the $764.05, because that's the premium that we're asking you to pay. And then the premiums for the current year, anything additional, the employee would have to pay that.
Well, and I think the pay is more for the employees to understand either that if they're just an employee, if they go to the HSA, they would say the $146.50 would go into their HSA. But the pay is to understand that that still is coming out of the paycheck,
Yeah.
correct?
That's what the employee will be
Okay.
paying every month. Does that make sense?
It helps me to see that. here.
This is what you get when you have an English teacher playing with numbers.
You're wonderful.
At like 9 o'clock.
So are you looking at the salary right now, Scott?
I am.
Okay. So, since I don't have them in front of me, I know what we talked about is we felt that based off the, let's see, according to the state website, the projected allocation summary for the fiscal year for 2021, without movement, we felt that this was our allocation doing the, what's it called, the worksheet, right, Jeff?
Yeah. Yeah, that's the, where they give you like your,
Salary-based apportionment?
yeah. I don't know exactly what the worksheet's called. I don't know what it has. It's called the worksheet.
So that's where we got those numbers, was based off those, the allocation that we figured out via the numbers, how that came across.
Well, it came from the state.
Right, it came from the
Yeah.
state, and then we, via those allocations, that's how we proposed where the money goes.
Can I see that too, just so
I
I,
forwarded.
did
yeah.
you? Okay.
Can you explain what we've asked so their viewers can know?
It was a. Okay, yeah, so we have asked that each rung, I guess would be the best way to say it, an increase of 1,000. Part of the reason we,
Other than the RPs.
other than the RPs,
Right.
sorry, I don't have the paper, I'm doing the best I can.
Jeff's pulling it up right there.
Thank you, Jeff.
So.
Okay,
So they've asked. for-
right, so,
Other than RPs, everyone will get
so we're holding the
1,000.
Rs,
And the R, and the, and
R-
those in the Rs.
R1, R2, and R3, we're holding at 40,000. The RP1, R1 P1 PE, R2 PE, and R3 PE, we're taking to the 42.5. And the P1 is the 42.5 as well. And then after that, P2 and moving down, we've increased it by 1,000. There's a couple of reasons from last year, because there's a couple of reasons we felt that this would be okay, is some teachers in the last year's agreement, we had that one-time payment. So if we kept it at what we were at last year, some teachers would get a less payment than they did the year before. So that's why we wanted to put just that 1,000 into the salary schedule, so that no one would be getting paid less than last year. Thank you, this helps, seeing that number.
Yeah. Do you want to talk about what we think that would cost them?
I don't have that number. Jeff,
Jeff has it.
I remember it.
I remember it too, but
I'm
I don't know.
is it this one?
No.
No,
Okay. That's the only number I wrote.
Jeff wrote it down. There's notes. Remember? Okay.
Do you wanna write it?
I don't remember.
I heard.
Confirm with, you two confirm that it's the same one.
Okay.
That one? Right? Is that the number I'm using? Circle over. Other side. That one? The circle?
Yeah.
Yes,
How do you
With the
two remember
allocation.
that?
because we're on task.
They don't mess around.
We
Because
don't.
we said that number like 7 times.
We're on it.
I remember hearing the other number several
Sorry, we're
Sorry.
confusing everybody right
You're
now.
fine.
I don't
We
either.
had long meetings since the last meeting, so we had hours of intensity.
3-day weekend. That's part of it. I don't know either. See, Jeff doesn't remember either. We're looking at his papers.
Yeah, maybe just start a few minutes just to talk through.
Talk about language or what?
Okay, Jeff can't find it right now. He's looking. So you have any questions on the language or anything, Scott?
No, not right now, I don't think.
Okay.
No.
I should have emailed it to you.
Can you do like the last one, right? Was my big helper.
Can you just explain to me again where these came from or how you?
The
arrived at-
numbers?
Yeah. Cause if you're talking about this spreadsheet, Jeff, that you emailed me a bit of over the weekend, that's not a state spreadsheet.
No. The
So I'm-
different one where you put in your support units and then the state allocated amount.
How many support units did you use?
um, I don't know, we each did it all, 633.75.
Yeah.
That's what I'm trying to find, is that spreadsheet she sent us.
Oh, I have that.
Or six?
So we were at 631 this year for February support units. And we don't know our support units yet for best 28 weeks.
Right.
So we just used the same, I think she used the same as our fiscal year 20, which was 633.91. She just kept that the same at 633.91.
But then she was saying that the allocation would be higher than this year's, because the allocation won't be higher.
So then they took the support units times the discretionary allocation. Which went to 20, like that, she doesn't have what it was last year.
28,090.
And they increased that to the 4.1% and then reduced it by the 5%.
So last year, the current year that we're in is 28,090, and for fiscal year 21, it is 27,556.
She has that entitlement per unit, that's right, 28,090.
And the 28,416 was the 4.1% increase, and then the reduction of 5% puts it at the 27,556.
Okay.
And then that gives us a total salary-based apportionment of 32,029,222.75. And we kept everyone at the same, just raised the bottom, it was at 38.5 to 40. And then use that average. And put it in. That's- As long as our spreadsheet does what it's supposed to.
Yeah.
Go to executive.
Yeah.
Okay. Anybody else have any questions right now? Okay, so if you're okay, we'll need some time
Yeah.
to talk through these.
Yep, no,
Is there a place we can go in the building?
Yeah, the boardrooms open, we can, are there chairs back there?
Yeah.
They're all in there.
The comfy chairs were there and so.
You're more than welcome to be in the boardroom. I mean, Canada, I think we're probably, feels to me like it's gonna be at least a good hour and a half to 2 hours to look through everything.
okay.
So you may wanna find somewhere better.
I agree. I think I
okay.
I got stuff I can do.
Yeah, I do too. I have essays, so.
Yeah.
I have plenty.
We'll recess into executive session.
Okay, college writing.
And we'll holler at you, but why don't we do the target around noon?
Sounds good.
Okay, thank you.
Yeah.
Yeah, thank you.
They'll be texted.
Who's the host of the meeting? You?
You
Just-
host.
Just so you know, my computer does not have a mic, so I'm gonna leave it here, and it doesn't have a visual, so that's fine. Okay,
Well, you have it turned, but you have the us muted, right?
everything, I'm bringing us with us. But
You
this,
can let us-
this,
Got it.
all, this does
Do you
not
wanna
have
just
audio.
close
I was
the?
gonna say, you
Just
just close
close
or
it.
just should.
There.
Just like we did last time.
I feel better. Okay.
You need your cursor?
No.